pull it up. Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, keep the head. Roll under the bed. Good job.
That lawnmower, that's that. Start that.
Fresh footage has just surfaced from Gervonta Davis's return to training camp, and it reveals a lot more than you might notice at first glance. He's not just carrying himself differently. There are new personnel and significant adjustments to his training methods.
For Lamont Roach's rematch.
That it's hard to get up and do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. In other words, when you're hungry, when you're chasing something, the grind comes naturally.
Good.
But once you're comfortable, that fire can fade. Unless it was never about comfort in the first place.
Ever since I've known him.
It's fascinating to see this, especially from the same fighter who stunned the boxing world by announcing his retirement, stating he'd lost his love for the sport. Now he's radiating with an incredible amount of energy and passion. It's as if Gervonta Davis has undergone some form of therapy, but this version has resurrected the ferocious, passionate beast that fans originally fell in love with. A stark contrast to the fighter who seemed disoriented in his last outing. On that note, it's been reported that a psychological coach has joined his camp, specifically to get his mind right for this rematch.
God damn.
Another significant development is the return of Calvin Ford, who is back in Gervonta Davis's corner leading up to the rematch. The training clips don't just depict a boxer going through the motions, they show an athlete with a renewed sense of passion, intensity, and hunger, far more than what we saw in the first encounter with Lamont Roach.
Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, keep the head. Roll under the bed. Good job.
That lawnmower, that's that. Start that.
There have been so many adjustments to Tank's daily schedule. His training now kicks off at the earliest hours with a morning run, and he finishes his day with another run in the evening. Between these sessions, his day is filled with hours of meticulously planned meals, perfectly balanced to provide his body with the essential nutrients needed for this monumental event.
For a very, very big moment. What is your normal day-to-day like at this time of a camp?
I'm also a night person, but I might go to sleep probably around like 3 to 4, probably wake up probably like 11, get my run in, and then eat, probably lay back down, and then wake up probably like 6 or 7, get my night workout in.
Damn, so you're doing 2-a-days at this point, right?
When it comes to his physical condition, for the first time in some time, Tank is deliberately focused on adding muscle to boost his strength and power. In the first fight, the WBA lightweight champion seemed to be at a loss for what to do once he discovered his power wasn't having the intended impact on Lamont Roach.
Breezeball, let's go.
This is precisely why his training sessions are structured to guarantee across-the-board improvements. Another clear change in his training is the introduction of 15-round sparring sessions with each partner, with every single round lasting a full 5 minutes. The objective here is to significantly boost his endurance and overall athleticism.
Take deep breath when you walk. Take deep breath. Right. Take deep breath.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis is now dedicating more time to his footwork, aiming for smoother movement against an opponent like Lamont Roach, who is known for fighting effectively in close quarters and selecting his shots carefully. In addition, Davis is putting in considerable time with shadowboxing, mitt work, and heavy bag drills.
All right, you put your balance up right.
Interestingly, what might be the most impactful change in Tank's preparation, potentially more beneficial than anything else, is the return of his head trainer, Calvin Ford.
Ill will isn't enough. Thus, the heightened intensity in camp.
Turn it up. Turn it up. Oh, good rim. Good rim. I like the way y'all jump right back in it.
Ford was notably absent from Gervonta Davis's corner for the first time during the initial fight with Lamont Roach, and many believe it's not a coincidence that the fight didn't go his way. Despite this, Gervonta Davis has assured everyone that there are no issues within the team.
Going into the training camp, how was it? Or you said you stepped back a little bit. Well, how was it? Splitting the time. Or how's it going to be splitting the time to
No, this is
Saturday
something
night?
that we do all the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right now, y'all know all I gotta do is speak. Then take out history since I was a kid. When I stepped in the gym, B said, "Yo, I'm glad you here now." He watched him. He said, "Boom," and I see the light in Tank. I just can't wait to see.
For a long time, fans became accustomed to the familiar sight of Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis in Tank's corner. It was a pairing often compared to legendary duos like Mike Tyson and Cus D'Amato, or more recently, Canelo and Eddie Reynoso, or even Pacquiao and Freddie Roach.
Can't wait to see all of that come together. Fight night.
How's going back to being in the corner? How do you see Gervonta right now? Just being in camp, because at first when we talked to him in the press conference, he was very open about retiring and he was done.
Y'all have to understand. Y'all have to understand. He's a young man. He have a family.
Ford also noted that people might be misinterpreting what happened. He stated that they weren't changing anything fundamental. He had simply taken a step back, but the core training structure was still in place.
You want to do something, enjoy something. Don't take some time. I took a little bit of time out. You know what I'm saying? It refreshes you, gets you back on that. So tonight, he had a chance from a lot. You know what I'm saying? I stepped in and I seen how he missed me and how I missed him. You know what I'm saying? I just can't wait to see that performance. I was telling Boogie, I said, "Damn, Boogie, you got me, Boogie." So we can't wait to see Kenny here. All is here.
Which I used to do behind doors, now it's in the light a little bit.
That's all. Yeah, that's all. What he's trying to do is make sure we keep it together. We ain't put that out there. Sometimes you go see them for a little while.
Hunter has been a part of Tank's journey since his amateur days and the beginning of his professional career, so he's far from a new addition to the team. Much like Ford, he pointed out that the internet is often a source of misinformation, with people jumping to conclusions without understanding the complete picture. He stressed that their relationship with Tank is like family.
We did how many rounds? We probably did at least 8 straight.
Yeah, but you in the bag for about 8 too.
Yeah.
That's good. You're not in bad shape.
Furthermore, the choice to bring a psychologist into the training camp seems to have been influenced by Claressa Shields. She had offered this advice in an interview after observing his demeanor in his last fight.
Shakur is the best. To me, he's better than Tank, he's better than Devin, he's better than Ryan, he's better than Tiafimo. When it comes to those weight classes, Shakur to me is the best. He is me. I tell him all the time, you ain't gotta prove nothing. Ain't never laced up, and you think Shakur gotta prove something to you. You sound stupid. Go glove up first. I done seen that boy do some miraculous things inside of a gym. Beat guys up from his weight.
Do you think it goes either way? Like who's, I don't know, who's it favoring?
I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older now or what, but I feel like Gervonta is a hell of a fighter, but he needs to get his mental together. When I hear some of his interviews and I see some of the stuff that he's saying, I can just tell that he's not in love with the sport no more. I can tell that he didn't get his just due. I mean, he would be better and even a better fighter if he went and did therapy like ASAP. Because I can just tell like he's a little sad, he's a little depressed, even before this fight. You know, so I think it'd be a better fight. I think that Lamont has the mental edge. I think anybody right now would have the mental edge over Tank because, to me, he just needs to take some serious time to deal.
Right? Is that the right opponent for Tank?
I don't know why everybody is kind of sleeping on Lamont, but he has a decorated amateur career too. He's a very sturdy kid. He's very skilled. Tank is Tank. And when I say Tank is Tank, I mean like he's a bad man. He can fight, he's tough. I know we had our dispute back and forth, whatever, but at the end of the day, if we talk about just watching that fight.
Is this a pay-per-view fight though? Would you buy it? Are you gonna buy it?
I've bought any fight that Tank has had pay-per-view, and I think that Lamont Roach is worth watching. I think that this fight is gonna be very technical, very, very, very skillful, and as always, we're gonna see the power of Tank on display.
Absolutely. And Lamont Roach, do you have a relationship with him?
I know him from the amateur.
Setting aside the controversy from the last fight, many observers were taken aback by what they perceived as a distracted and uncharacteristically passive Tank. If you've seen David Benavidez's recent interview on the Pound for Pound podcast, you can add another descriptor to that list: burned out. For Benavidez, the primary concern wasn't the controversial moments, like Tank taking a knee without penalty or the final decision, but rather the manner in which he fought.
A little bit about the history between them two.
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, Roach and him back and forth battles and whatnot. It's gonna be a pretty interesting fight. You understand? Because Roach always keeping all that stuff about why Roach, because he signed and took the fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's good for the community.
Now, do you feel like there's unfair criticism because of Lamont Roach not being as known of a fighter?
While Kamaru Usman felt he looked a bit distracted, Henry Cejudo suggested Gervonta Davis might just be done with the sport. This led Cejudo to make a legacy comparison, speculating that Davis might be adopting the strategy of his former mentor, Floyd Mayweather: prioritize safety and avoid taking a loss at all costs. But Benavidez offered a different take.
Buzz, there was, I don't know what round it was, and he fell in and pulled out, and Lamont Roach countered with, I believe it was the right hand, right? When he came back to the corner, he said, he caught me one time, and definitely he felt that shot. But for the most part, other than that, he thought that he could see most of the punches coming. That was the only punch that got his attention.
Benavidez elaborated on this, pointing out that Gervonta Davis began boxing at the incredibly young age of 5. He suggested that after such a long and demanding journey, it's possible he's experiencing a lack of fire or signs of emotional exhaustion.
Back at the gym in like a week. I'm gonna take a good, probably like couple of days off, but I gotta get back in the gym. Ball ahead past it, man.
Yep. Hey man, Warren here from High 97. Lamont definitely learned stuff about you in this time, in this bout right here. What have you learned in this fight from Lamont that you could take forward in the next fight?
I could have stopped him.
Considering his previously announced retirement and the significant wealth he has accumulated, it's conceivable that his hunger has faded. While what Benavidez said is his personal opinion and open for debate, the points he brought up are difficult to completely dismiss.
It's me. Definitely my fault. Definitely my fault.
Hey Tank, congratulations.
Thank you.
So at the end you talked about how the audience has like a love-hate relationship. Sometimes they love you, sometimes they don't. And obviously they were reacting during the fight. Did that affect your performance or confidence at all?
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the crowd. You know what I mean?
Ultimately, fans will need to tune into the rematch to see if Benavidez's theory holds any water, or if the first fight was simply an off night for the champion. What do you think about Gervonta Davis's updated training approach for this rematch? Do you believe these adjustments will be enough to secure the victory? Share your opinions down in the comments section. That wraps it up for today. For all the latest news, events, and analysis from the world of boxing, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have your notifications turned on so you don't miss any of our future videos. We'll see you in the next one.